Yes.
Yo. What is going on, my brother? How are you? How do you feel? What's going on, brother?
It's Saturday morning. Our technology is working, and I'm happy. And I'm ready for episode 150, brother. How are you doing?
150. So I'm doing well. I'm gonna throw something out there. Since I know Mary J. Blige is a little more known than me, but since she can make up dancery, I'm gonna make up wellery. I'm doing wellery.
Wellery. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna take that back. No, I'm doing really well. It's I'm in a really good place. And so, just so we're clear, it wasn't our technology that was down. It was the technology that we used to get to the people, to reach you guys. So, yeah, we wound up in a situation that was kind of and they said it'll never happen again. Well, they said it'll never happen again. I believe them, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, it was a good week. Change is on the horizon. Yeah, man. Yeah. So give me something about your week. Tell me something. You're smiling. It's great to see. It looks like you're in a good place.
Yes.
Looks like you got a little Juneteenth on your shirt. Like what's going, brother? How you feeling?
So in the spirit of Juneteenth and independence and history and making sure that we don't remove history, on Juneteenth, this past Wednesday, June 19th, I took some time to step away from work and ventured out to the African American Museum with my sons to check out quite a few great exhibits and to really reflect upon Juneteenth. I don't know about you, but I didn't even find out about Juneteenth until my freshman year of college. And the only reason I found out about Juneteenth at that time is because my professor was from Texas. And so for those of you that may not be aware, Juneteenth came about 2 years after the Emancipation Proclamation, when the slaves here in Texas were notified of their freedom, 2 years after slaves everywhere else. So we were able to go out and there you go.
So interestingly enough, I would like to say something mean to you if you don't know about Juneteenth, but he already said something nice. So there you go. Because if you don't know about Juneteenth now, I'll leave it at that. Sam just told you, so I won't be mean. However, Sam said he found out in his freshman year of college. Remember when I had a co-host named Rodney Saucier? Well, he found out his freshman year of college too, but his freshman year of college was actually when it happened. So June 19th, like he found out when the rest of Texas found out. Shout out to Rodney. Shout out to Rod. What up, Rod? What up, Hot Sauce? Yeah.
I don't endorse any of that. I'm leaving it alone.
This is the Collective Podcast. You're on the ride. You endorse it. Yeah. Say that you don't endorse it. Do that. What's your name, by the way? So you already told us about your week. Oh, don't be doing it before I say
New Trilogy.
What's your name?
New SG Trilogy.
Ooh, I got it on a loop. But what does Kayla call him?
New Spaghetti Sam.
Where's the rest?
Hey. AKA the Big Cigar.
New AC from LA.
What's up? This is the Collective Podcast. And this is the Collective Podcast. Oh, that's the drop that I can't find. The Collective Podcast. That's hilarious. All right, why don't you give them something for the people. I'd like to play their song, but something for the people. Where can they find us?
No doubt. So that's the wrong banner, brother. You put the topics. Come on now.
Work with me here. I'm just trying to keep you on your toes.
That goes back to what we were talking about earlier.
You could have just talked about the topics, though. You need to be
all right, let's get to it.
Yeah.
So we have a statement here at the Collective Podcast that Saturdays are always best when you connect with the Collective Podcast. And we truly believe so. There are quite a few ways that you can connect with us. First and foremost, you can go to our official website, which is thecollectivepodcastofficial.com. On Facebook, we are TC Podcast Official. YouTube, X, and Instagram. We are TC Pod Official. On IG, he is AC from LA, and yours truly, I'm SG Trilogy. We appreciate you for rocking with us.
We appreciate it. You are now rocking with the best. So check this out. We have progress. We have progress there. You called it X, and you didn't say anything about formerly known as Twitter. So you finally you've accepted it. But I feel like that's the newsman in you, because I feel like we're not seeing that in the media as much. So I guess maybe you guys had a meeting and you guys said, okay, we're just gonna call it X now. I've been calling
that
it
is, I concur. That is true. We stopped giving the disclaimer of X, formerly Twitter. So yes, X. There you go.
But what's funny is, like, how do you get there? Twitter.com.
Yeah, exactly. It's not X.com.
If you're not running the app. All right, so topics today. We got Major League Baseball. We got a little Stanley Cup action in the NHL. We have the association and the finality of that, and also Sam's Man of the Year might just be the new coach of the home team. Then we have a little bit of the W. We're going to talk a little Big Three, and that's all Sam, because I don't know what Sam's allowed to share. So I'll find out real time, just like you guys. If we have time, we'll touch on one development in the NFL. Sam's excited to bring boxing into this. And then we have the culture. And it's funny, we're going to get into the culture, and Sam is going to lead it. But I had a specific discussion last night about the culture, because somebody asked me about who was Blueface's girl. And I'm like, I don't care. And they were like, well, you're not. How you have a podcast talking about the culture and you don't know about Blueface? And I'm like, Blueface can't rap on beat, so I don't need to know about Blueface. I don't need to know about Blueface. And guess what? You know who can't sing on beat or on key? Brent Faiyaz. And I know that's going to be controversial. I don't like Brent either. Okay, so Blueface, Brent, I don't care. We're going to got a little tech talk now. We're going to talk about, it's going to be on finance. And then we have the closeout. That's what we got. That's what we got. That's what we got. So, brother, I feel like I should pay a bill right now, but it's okay. We're going to go straight into Major League Baseball. You ready to rock?
Let's do it.
All right. So have you been watching baseball?
Yes, I have, and I watched the start of the Freeway Series last night. So there you go.
All right. Tell the viewers what the Freeway Series is, and tell them why you just got sad.
Yeah, so the Freeway Series. So for those of you that don't know, I'm sure you know by now, the Collective Podcast, we collectively support the Los Angeles Dodgers franchise. And so the Freeway Series is the rivalry against the Los Angeles Dodgers and the Angels of Anaheim. And so last evening, yes,
You're
I'm
so
saying
petty. You're so petty.
I know. Yes,
you are so
I am.
petty because you didn't say the first part of their name, but you said the last. You are so
Yes.
petty.
Yes,
right.
I'm being.
Come on, petty.
Yes, so
Go ahead.
the Freeway Series began last night, and it started off well, but then it didn't end as I hoped for. Mm-hmm. I'll pass the rock to you, brother. Go ahead.
Well, yeah. So I was out getting pizza. I feel like I should be sponsored by Prime Pizza. I was out getting little grandmas from Prime Pizza, and we're watching the game while we're waiting for the pizza to be made, because I ordered it there. You guys know I do a lot of ordering in advance. For whatever reason, I ordered at the restaurant. So we sat outside, great weather in Pasadena, and we watched. It was 2-2 when we got out of the car, and I was like, they tied it up, because the Dodgers were up 2-2. 2-2, we go to extras. I don't know if you guys know this, but in extra innings for Major League Baseball, which is basically overtime, each team starts with a player on second base. So you start a player on second base, no outs. So they want the game to end quickly. So if someone gets a hit, generally in baseball, if you get a hit, the person can score from second. And it didn't happen that easily for the Angels, but they did advance the runner to third with a sacrifice bunt. And then they scored on not really a bloop. I guess it was a shot. No, it was a bloop. No, it wasn't a bloop. A shot in the hole between shortstop and third base. The runner scored, and then the Dodgers actually got a runner to third with one out, but then 2 strikeouts. So unfortunately, the Angels, the lost, as Sam called them, the Angels of Anaheim, which is not really their name, but the Angels of Anaheim prevailed 3-2 in the Freeway Series. Shohei Ohtani hit another home run, but here's the thing. I just need the Dodgers to win. Mookie Betts has a broken hand, a shattered hand. I'm still going to shout him out, say, Mookie! But he's not playing. He's got a shattered hand. So that's what's up with the Dodgers. Now I'm going to get you guys caught up. So not a lot has changed since last week, but we didn't talk to you last week, so we'll give you an update. The Yankees are still number one. Shout out to KRS-One because he has a song called Still Number One, and they're both from New York. They're still number one. The Phillies are still number two. The Orioles are still number three. The Dodgers are still number four. And the Guardians are still number five. I don't care about the rest of the top 10. I will give you blurbs on them. But the St. Louis Cardinals, who are now 16th, moved up 7 slots from 23rd. So their closer's been consistent, and they've been up in games. So their closer's been able to come in and win games for them. The New York Mets are also on the move. They moved up to 17th from 25th. And it's almost like after the Dodgers put hands on them and Grimace made an appearance there, they've been world beaters. So right now, the greatest show on earth is the state of New York. Now I feel like Alicia Keys and Jay-Z. I mean, so yeah, the Yankees and Mets are doing really well right now. And you say, but they're 17th. Yeah, but they moved up 8 slots. They're on the move. And then the Washington Nationals moved up to 20th from 24th after sweeping the Marlins. And their young pitchers are doing some things. They have Mackenzie Gore and DJ Hertz. The Texas Rangers, we really do love the Dallas metro area, but the Texas Rangers are on a slide. They've dropped from 18th to 13th. That's not really a tongue twister, but I couldn't say 18th to 13th. I don't know. The Cincinnati Reds, just below them, have dropped from 19th. Dropped to 19th from 14th. And then the Detroit Tigers, I didn't even know the Detroit Tigers still had a baseball team. They're down to 22nd from 18th. So that's what's up in baseball. But going back to the Yankees, here's the thing. So right after Mookie Betts got his shattered hand, Aaron Judge got hit in the hand, but his hand didn't fracture. They are, however, dealing with a fractured forearm from Anthony Rizzo, talking about the Yankees. And then, like I said, the Yankees are doing some things. I mean, it's the Phillies. The Phillies are doing some things. Zach Wheeler and Aaron Nola got roughed up a bit. 2 of their pitchers, they got roughed up a bit. But still, they're doing enough to be the number 2 team and then hence the number 1 team in the National League. And then the Orioles are dealing with Jackson Holliday's elbow inflammation. So it's like I'm just talking about injuries. The Dodgers is Mookie Betts. And how about this? I don't care what Stephen A. Smith said about the Dodgers need to do this and the Dodgers need to do that because of the payroll. Here's the thing. Stephen A. Smith is important to sports because he has a voice. But in the grand scheme of things, does anybody care what he said about the Dodgers? The Dodgers don't care. The Dodger fans don't care. The players don't care. It's just you screaming that they have to do this and they have to do that. And it's like clickbait. And when you start that kind of stuff, if they don't get it done, who's going to fall on the chopping block? Dave Roberts. So you need to slow your roll, homeboy. Homeboy, Stephen A. Smith. The first time I met him was in New Jersey at the NBA Finals in 2003. New Jersey versus San Antonio. I don't remember what that arena is called or was called back then, but it's in Elizabeth, New Jersey. So,
yeah, the Meadowlands.
The Meadowlands. Bang, bang.
Yeah, Meadowlands. Mm-hmm.
Meadowlands. Yeah.
Yep.
I was just there to cover it, but I was really hoping Jersey would get through. Oh, by the way, New Jersey Nets. They're the Brooklyn Nets. Fabulous told you can't have the Nets. You can't have the Nets. Shout out to Jersey. Y'all can't have the Nets back. All right. So that's Major League Baseball. Do you have anything else that you want to share about baseball?
Yeah. So as we're about a month out of the All-Star break, when is Mookie expected to return? Do you know at this point?
Here's the thing. You know how when you probably don't remember because you haven't dated in so long, but you know how when you're dating, you're like, you're going through the early phases and you're like, oh, okay, there is going to be a second date. There is going to be a third date. And if there is some promise, it's like, how long is it going to be till we get to the promised land, right? And then in the early stages, it's like you're taking it slow, step by step. So I equate that to what's going on with Mookie. This is day 5, and you talking about how long is this going to be? It's going to be 6 to 8 weeks. I don't want to talk about this every day.
That's my point. So on this side of the All-Star break, we have about a month before the All-Star break. 2 weeks after the All-Star break, we should have him back. So when we're getting on the back end of the season, let's hope that Mookie is back and he's back in Mookie form so that the Dodgers can have a strong finish. That's my point.
You actually had a point. Go ahead and drop the mic, brother. Go ahead and drop the mic, Spaghetti. You deserve it. Go ahead.
No, I'm saving it. I'm saving it for something a little bit larger.
What'd you say?
Trying to keep the balance, I'm staying strong. Stop playing with me before I turn you to a song. Stop playing with me before I turn you to a song. Hey.
So Juneteenth, are you gonna talk about you know what during the culture?
Of course. Yes, I am.
Well, you gonna tell the fans that you don't really like him, though?
I didn't say that, so we're not going to say that.
Are you going to say? Are you going to tell the fans, or no? You're not gonna tell them?
No, I'm not saying any of that.
You wear your OVO shirt. Okay.
I don't. Come on now, dude. Don't do that. If anyone was wearing
all the ways, you can't.
You wear an OVO shirt before me. I would never.
Please, you can't have me not talk about the geography, but then try to shut me down when I talk about your love for hip hop. You're
ridiculous. Ridiculous.
I'm kidding. Sam doesn't even like hip hop, so he doesn't care about Drake or Kendrick.
Man, I already told you my hip hop album of the year. You know I like hip hop, but I like a certain type of hip hop. There you go.
Sam's hip hop album of the year is "Death Certificate" by Ice Cube. Shout out to Ice Cube.
That's it.
No. All right. What are we doing next, dude? You got me so twisted over here.
Next, what do we have? Do we have NHL next?
Sure.
Is that
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I gave you. No, I'm just kidding.
I think so.
I'm really kidding. Go ahead. Run with it.
All right. So as we talk Stanley Cup Finals, Stanley Cup Finals, you have the Florida Panthers. Go ahead.
Hold on. Before you go. Mind you, these are the two teams that he put no respect on leading into this. Remember that. No respect. It was like Rodney Dangerfield. Only some of y'all know who I'm talking about. It was no respect. He was like, Edmonton is trash. They ain't never won nothing. Not knowing that, not remembering that Wayne Gretzky came from there. Florida Panthers expansion team, they're trash. They just keep going to the finals, can't win.
Nope, that isn't accurate. I said the Edmonton Oilers.
Right now, you challenging me?
Edmonton Oilers have not won a Stanley Cup since 1990 is what I said. And the Florida Panthers have never won one. So back to it. All right, so we're in the Stanley Cup Finals, and the Stanley Cup Finals got off to a rocky start for the Edmonton Oilers. Edmonton Oilers found themselves down 3-0. And so in the eyes of many thought that it was over. You're down 3-1. So game 4, Edmonton comes out quick, and they win that game 8-1. Okay, Edmonton's down 3-1. We go to game 5. Edmonton scores 5 goals. Edmonton wins that game 5-3. We have the series at 3-2. And now we head into game 6. Edmonton scores 5 goals to Florida's 1. The series is tied, and momentum has definitely shifted. Momentum has shifted, and now you're hurting. As you see, he loves the bells and whistles. And now, Monday, we go into game 7. Monday night is game 7. As I said, momentum has definitely shifted, and so we will have a game 7. Over these past 3 games, 8 goals, 5 goals, 5 goals for Edmonton. Edmonton does not have any issues scoring, and it's been kind of difficult for Florida. So Edmonton might be back after 34 seasons. Edmonton might be back hoisting up the Stanley Cup trophy. So we shall see on Monday night.
So it's just let's help them out. It's called Lord Stanley's Cup. All right. Which is literally why they call it the Stanley Cup Finals. It's Lord Stanley's Cup. So here's the interesting thing about that. So do you know the history of pro sports teams being down 3-0 and coming back to win a 7-game series?
No, percentage-wise, it's extremely small, but no, what do you
Only
have?
one team has done it. Only one team has done
Okay.
it. In a final. One other team has done it in a not final. So remember, I used to have other people on this podcast, and one guy left unceremoniously twice. Well, either the first time, I think it was the first time, because the second time it was about LeBron. The first time he left because I was ribbing him about, because at the time I was still a Red Sox fan, I was ribbing him about what the Red Sox did to the Yankees on October 17th, 18th, 19th, and 20th, 2004. And that was come back from down 0-3 to win 4-3, and then go on to win the Lord Stanley's Cup of baseball, the World Series. So you seem like you're getting kind of excited when you talk about what Edmonton is doing, and it seems like you're taking every opportunity once again to belittle Florida. So are you saying Edmonton is your pick?
No,
and luckily you've been in either of those geos, so I could just speak freely.
Yes. Honestly, I don't even have a pony in this race. I don't. So
all it had, and then you're gonna let the fans down. You don't have a pony?
Yeah, I don't have a pony in this race, man. I don't.
Where's my little pony? You don't have a pony? Shout out to Lola. All right. Okay. So good luck to all the balls.
There we go.
Will you watch? Will you watch on Monday?
Yes, I will watch Game 7. I will.
And thank you for calling them goals and not points. I appreciate that.
That drives me nuts.
Oh, it drives you nuts too.
Oh, it drives me nuts. I had a friend I was talking baseball with a couple of days ago. His kids play baseball, and he's like, "Oh, they just scored 11. They're 11 point." And I'm like, "What are you watching? A basketball game?" No, it's their baseball game. And he continuously says points when it comes to baseball. It drives me nuts.
So when I was 5, I said something about points, and my dad said runs. And okay, it stuck. Like at 5, how are you grown? And they do it in lacrosse, and it burns me up because some officials actually call it points, and I'm like, how are you getting games and you don't even know that they're goals? But like the casual fan of lacrosse, I'm okay with, even hockey. But baseball, you call them points? That's embarrassing.
Yep,
it's absolutely embarrassing. It is. What else?
There you go.
What else you got?
You go.
You ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So listen. Shout out to all of our first-time viewers, especially the ones that were talking a lot of mess last night and this morning. Shout out to our last-time viewers, and shout out to everybody in between. Shout out to our first-time listeners. Shout out to our last-time listeners. And shout out to everybody in between. We appreciate you being here. Sam told you where to find us other than right here. Please like and subscribe. And also, if you're on one of the venues where you can comment right now, please comment. Send in comments if you want us to talk about some things. We can. Sherry Pie, if you are on the show, can you send a message to Roderick Tennell and tell him that we're on? Roderick Tennell is spelled just like it sounds. Thank you, Cherry Pie. Send it to him on Facebook, on Facebook Messenger. All right, so after the NHL, we're going to the NBA, and Sam, this is all Sam, because I do not care about the association right now. But I will say this, because I am gracious when people do something important, even when I'm not a fan. Like when LeBron was on the Lakers when they won a championship. I had to tip my cap to LeBron because he was there. The Celtics have now won their 18th championship, so they stand alone atop that mountain once again. So it's 18-17. That's all I got. Congratulations to them. Other than that, I don't want to talk about it, but I will listen. Go ahead, Sam. Take it away.
Man, I can honestly say, as a lifelong Lakers fan, seeing the Celtics win another chip was tough. But hey, they throughout the season, the Celtics have been tough, and you saw it from top to bottom throughout their lineup. It was said years ago that Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum couldn't coexist because in essence they pretty much play the same position, but they figured it out. That team is a defense first, defensive minded team, and Joe Mazzulla has them playing some lockdown basketball. And you saw it throughout the final series in terms of the struggles that the Dallas Mavericks had. One thing I found interesting about the series is looking at Jason Kidd, the Mavericks head coach. Jason Kidd was a defense first. Well, he was a distributor as a point guard, but then a point guard who played defense. And so to see the lack of defense that the Dallas Mavericks played was pretty interesting for me. And you saw it with Luka. I know Luka is a high volume shooter. He scores at will, but when it came to defense, I saw a stat that said when he is defending a player, that player is able to get by him 70% of the time, 7-0. And I thought that number was staggering because to me, that shows a lack of commitment and perhaps he's out of shape or something, but 70% of the time your opponent is able to get around you. That's sad. And we saw it. Kyrie struggled throughout the series, and yeah, the Celtics they're going to hoist up another banner. They had their parade yesterday, and as a Lakers fan, it feels terrible. And they won that series 4-1. And on the heels of that, so you talk about the Celtics winning their 18th, and you talk about them now having one championship more than the Lakers. And the Lakers made an announcement that has been met with a great deal of controversy, a great deal of criticism by Lakers fans in the form of the hiring of newly acquired head coach JJ Redick. AC, I definitely want you to chime in on this because I know we've talked about it on the show and behind the scenes in terms of, how do you bring in a coach to coach the Lakers who has limited to no experience. And this is the Lakers. It's not like it's a team in a small market. This is a team that is has a win now culture. And how do you think Coach Redick is going to help the Lakers fulfill that?
Oh, now I understand what it feels like to be put on the spot. Listen, man, I feel like people, you have someone who owns a team, right? So in that sense, they probably know how to do business, right? And then you have a very successful agent who became a GM with an endorsement from Kobe. You have Magic run for the hills. That says more than anything to me. I don't see it. But if this is what it takes to move us to the next chapter in Los Angeles, and I mean the post-James era, then just get us there. I don't know. I don't know why this makes sense. Why? So I get you're gonna give me why? Of all the gin joints in all of the land, I don't get it. I really don't.
Right.
I don't. Why does this make sense? I mean, it makes sense for him. They gonna pay me. Oh, great. This is the best job in basketball, and they want him. Yeah, he's got to run and take it, but I don't understand. Where was the pressure coming from? And so I always go back to, was this just a whole bunch of pressure from LeBron James Sr.? And so they had to succumb to it? I don't know. I just don't understand. I don't. And I don't want him to fail, but I don't understand the composition of the Lakers. And I'm talking about from head coach down to whoever number 15 is on the squad. I don't understand what's been going on. So not excited at all, not celebrating it at all. I almost forgot about it until we, said NBA. So,
right. It's like when I think of actual candidates, you think about assistant coaches who have been around for a long time, like Sam Cassell. And it's like, okay, did they even kick the tires on Sam Cassell to find out if he was interested? Did they ever kick the tires on Adrian Griffin to find out what his interest was, if any? And to land upon a coach to hire a coach who has zero experience, that's tough. And I get it. You know, he did play at Duke, so I'm sure that he still has access to Coach K, and perhaps Coach K will counsel him in some form or fashion. But geez, this seems like a tough ask for the Lakers. Man, really, that's all I have NBA wise.
You said Sam Cassell?
There you go.
Adrian Griffin?
There you go.
Okay, my bad. Sorry. Sometimes this guy over here, this guy with the spaghetti on the wall.
New Spaghetti Sam, aka the Big Cigar.
All right, so next up we have the W.
The W, yes.
The W. All right, let's talk about the W. So y'all know my squad's the Aces. I am from here and all of that, but the Sparks have been in such turmoil. I just washed my hands of them quite some time ago. I still do support them and want them to do well, but I'm not like checking box scores for them or any of that. Other than to see like what's up with Rickea Jackson and Cameron Brink. By the way, Cameron Brink is down for the season. Cameron Brink was a number 2 overall pick in the WNBA draft, one of the 2 rookies on the Sparks, and she tore her ACL. Well, it was ACL or MCL. She's out for the season, and she will also miss the Olympics. And she was on the 3-on-3 team, so they lost her. But the Aces started off really tough. You know, last year they lost 5 games, and it took them like 30-something games to do it. They were like 26-5 by the time they lost their 5th game. This year they lost their 5th game like 10 games in. So it's just a different season. Their point guard's been down. Chelsea Gray's been down. But the Connecticut Sun started off hot. They were undefeated for a long time. Then the Liberty beat them, and hence the New York Liberty are the number 1 team in the land in the power rankings, and they were number 1 last week also when we didn't see you. Coming into these power rankings, they were riding an 8-game win streak, and they are still winning. They are also one of the 2 teams in the Commissioner's Cup final. They are representing the East. The Connecticut Sun, who started out tough, they dropped to number 2 after that loss to the Liberty, and also that loss to the Liberty made the Liberty undefeated in Commissioner's Cup. So Connecticut has a loss in Commissioner's Cup. So Connecticut didn't make the final. The Minnesota Lynx, they are representing the West. They are 3, and they were 3 last week. The Storm beat the Aces and kept running. And so the Storm are up to number 4. And even though they lost to Phoenix recently, you've got Jewel Lloyd, who's doing some things, but also Nneka Ogwumike and Skylar Diggins-Smith. Skylar Diggins-Smith is a new acquisition for them this year. Well, actually, both of them are. Nneka she spent her whole career in Los Angeles until now. So they're both helping out there, helping Jewel Lloyd there. So that's the 3 of them. The Phoenix Mercury with Brittany Griner, Kalia Copper, Diana Taurasi, they're 5. And they stayed at 5, right? The Atlanta Dream, they're number 7. So the Aces were 7, and then they moved up to 6. And I'm saying it's a 12-team league. So for the Aces, who are the 2-time defending champions, to have dropped all the way down to 7, some people felt like it was cause for alarm. But for me, it's like, nah, it's a 30-something game season. It's really early. They'll be okay, especially since the best player on the planet, Asia Wilson, is putting up 27 and 9 every night. And then a lot of nights she's actually getting double doubles. So, it's just one of those things. I borrowed from Monica. I changed it to things. Then you have Atlanta. The Fever have made a bit of a jump. They jumped from 10 to 8, and they are currently on a win streak, and they feel like it's all because of one person. I'm not doing it. The Washington Mystics, who were winless for a long time, finally won 2 in a row, and so they jumped all the way from 12 to 9. So just all they had to do was win. They only had to win, and they became better than the Sparks, the Chicago Sky. Shout out to Angel Reese, and then the Dallas and Alicia Smith, and then the Dallas Wings. So there you go. Yeah. So I told you about the movement, and so I told you about the injury. So Chelsea Gray returned 2 games ago, and they're working her in as a sub. And she had 7 assists the first night that she came back. Last night was a really big game. The Aces played the Connecticut Sun, and Chelsea didn't have much of a game at all. She didn't have much of an impact at all. She had I think 1 point or a couple of points and 1 assist, something like that. No rebounds. So, but they put hands on Connecticut. And again, Connecticut only had 1 loss going into yesterday. Now Connecticut has 2 losses because the Aces shone last night. So I'll bet when we check the next power rankings on Monday, the Aces, even though what are they, 8-6 now? Even though they don't have the best record, they are going to jump. They probably won't move them over. Well, they're at 6 now. They probably move them up to 4. It'll be New York, Connecticut, Minnesota, or maybe even they'll move Minnesota over Connecticut. But the Aces will probably be top 4 when the next rankings drop. You got anything?
Yeah, man. I wanted to acknowledge, I know you shouted out rookie phenom Angel Reese. Man, she is a double-double machine. And it's impressive, man, to see her work ethic. And, I'm glad you said with one particular player that you weren't going to do that because.
Sorry, I dropped the remote.
Oh, no worries. Yeah, whatever. I'm glad you said with one player you weren't going to just highlight that one player, but we are going to highlight Angel Reese being a double-double machine. We saw her work her magic collegiately, but to see her in her rookie campaign handling business, man, Angel Reese is amazing. So I wanted to acknowledge that. She had a stretch, I want to say, of seven, maybe 8 games, consecutive games with double-doubles. So just wanted to shout her out.
When's the last time we saw that from a rookie? Oh, you don't have to think about it. It was last year with Aaliyah Boston. Shout out to Aaliyah Boston of the Indiana Fever, who gets no credit for their 4-game win streak because it's all about one player. Yeah. And then you know what? Speaking of that, you have people weighing in, Serena. It doesn't make any. What are you? You know what? I'm not going there. Can we go back to Joe Mazzulla? Is that his name?
Let's go. Yes.
Yeah, So disappointed. Does he know he's black? They're talking about the celebration of Joe Mazzulla versus Jason Kidd, 2 black coaches in the NBA facing off, in the NBA finals. They reference that this happened in the Super Bowl when you had Lovie Smith versus Tony Dungy. And you know what this dude says? I'm a Christian coach. When this happened before, were they both Christian? Like he doesn't want he wants to keep deflecting from being a black coach, and there aren't enough black coaches for this to not be an issue. That's all I got. And I'm not saying it's just because it was the Celtics that won, because I started this off by congratulating them. But man, how disappointing! How absolutely disappointing! This dude's sitting up there deflecting. Jason Kidd is talking about, this is important. This is momentous, and here you are. I'm a Christian coach. Yeah, cool. Be a Christian too. But are you black, dude? For real? That doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, it's like you need to understand the stage that you're on and understand the importance of this and not shy away from it. Like he didn't have to go on a civil rights speech after that, but at least acknowledge the fact. Yes, 2 black head coaches. This is historical. Let's do it.
Yeah, I don't know. But since you said 2 black head coaches,
2 black, 2 strong.
I just 2 black, 1 strong. Only Jason Kidd. And mind you, I'm still mad at Jason Kidd for getting Byron Scott fired in New Jersey. But
yes, I got you.
Yeah, Lawrence.
All right, what else we have?
That's who Jason Kidd was advocating for. Lawrence Funk. Bring the funk. No, don't bring the funk. Get him up out of the NBA. All right, what else?
I think that's all we have for the W. We transitioned. We heading to the big. Are we heading to the big Big three. That's where we going.
You gonna talk about Ice Cube?
Oh, you came prepared. All right. There he is with his cube vision on right now. Yeah. All right. So last week, we tipped off season 7 of the Big Three with the first round of games in Oakland last week. The defending champs going into the season are the enemies, who are coached by Nick Young, aka Swaggy P. And so they had their ring and trophy ceremony ahead of the start of games last week. The league is a fun league. For those of you that may not know, once NBA comes to an end for the summer months, then you transition into the Big Three, 3-on-3 basketball. And the league has seen the likes of Joe Johnson, who continues to play at a high level, ISO Joe. It's seen the likes of Nate Robinson, the likes of Gennaro Pargo, Steven Jackson, quite a few former NBA guys and veteran guys. The Big Three has added a couple of more veterans this season in the form of Paul Millsap and Jeff Teague. And so that league continues to grow. What you want to add, brother?
You gonna talk about the Hall of Famer?
I'm not done yet.
Okay, so you just say yes. Just say yes, sir. I'm going to talk about the Hall of Famer. And I didn't want to throw the person's name out there in case you were. So, okay, you got it.
All right. So in terms of Big Three coaches, we've seen Gary Payton, Charles Oakley, Rick Mahorn, and you have the likes of 2 Hall of Fame coaches in the form of Lisa Leslie and Nancy Lieberman. And as I said, they're in season 7 of the Big Three, which airs on CBS. This marks their second week. Today they're playing in Tampa, and we actually had a chance to catch up with Ice Cube last week. Video is soon to come. And Ice Cube talked about the growth of the league and also the excitement of 3-on-3 basketball, which is also an Olympic sport. And he talked about the format changing for the upcoming season, in which now they're franchises. So there's going to be a franchise in Miami and another franchise in Los Angeles. And so they're looking forward to expanding to various cities. For those of you, the Big Three is great basketball in my eyes, because with the 3-on-3 game, unlike 5-on-5, in 3-on-3 basketball, you don't have a chance to hide. Everyone has to play defense, and if not, you're exposed. And so the premise of this league is the first team to 50 wins the game. And you're seeing guys, former NBA guys, you're seeing guys that play overseas as well, who are still in shape, who still have some fuel in the tank. And it's pretty exciting at this time. What did you have, brother?
Hey, I mean, you know what I'm saying? You said that, right?
That's it, bro.
Yeah,
that is it.
I think the Big Three is dope. I think that the Big Three's founder or co-founder is dope. And, I love Ice Cube. I love Ice Cube. So, yeah. So here's the thing. So I have the other thing where you asked him that question. That's the one that I have queued up. Oh, play that?
Yeah, go ahead and play it. Yeah, so as I said, we did have an opportunity to catch up with Ice Cube, and we just talked about the Big Three and the focus of the Big Three, and we talked about a headline. So
I know it made headlines, that $5 million offer for Caitlin Clark. And so when it made headlines, people were saying, well, why just Caitlin Clark? And I know you, as I said, being a great basketball mind, you said, hey, she can hoop. So we're going to definitely invite her. Did you extend that invite to any others that may be coming on this summer, or maybe they're still thinking about it?
Well, she was a unique situation. We know how she affects the ratings. We had a lot of sponsors coming after us saying if she was in the league, it would really unlock a lot of dollars for the league. And we saw the type of game she had, which was, great outside shooting, great passing. And, we've had small guards in our league have a lot of success, like Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf, Nate Robinson. These guys are not very big, and they've had great success in the league. So we thought she would have a chance, probably more than the bigger players. You know, the bigger girls that have to bang down low would have a tough time. But players that can kind of, zigzag and do their thing, I think have success being smaller.
No, great points. Great.
All right.
You go. You heard it from Cube, man.
Yeah, you heard it from Cube, and I'm gonna give my unsolicited opinion. I feel like you still got to play some defense in 3-on-3 basketball. So there you go. But yeah, the key is he's a businessman, so that sponsorship money would have come, even though that 70% number for Luka would have been 99% for Clark with the blow by on defense. It would have been definitely good for the brand. And just kind of adding to what Sam said, the Big Three is changing the entire format. They're going to geo-based teams in full. So you just have the first two announcements thus far. What is it? Los Angeles and Miami. Miami, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Los Angeles and Miami. But the entire league is going to be geo-based starting in 25. So there you go. What else?
They said the reason that they're doing a geo-based format, they feel in terms of the fan engagement piece. You know, right now, if you go to a Big Three game, you're just rooting on, say, the Ball Hogs, or you're rooting for Trilogy, but they're not associated with a specific city. So they feel that in terms of having them associated with the city, they can build a fan base, and the revenue share from merchandise will be reflective of, if it's the Los Angeles whatever's versus the Miami whatever's, you'll have that fan camaraderie piece. So I get it, man. Big Three is on the rise.
All right.
New SG Trilogy.
There you go. There you go. There you go. All right. So just taking it back to the NWA days wearing the Kings hat. That wasn't a dig at what's happening in the NHL, where the Kings have won multiple Stanley Cups since either of these teams have won. One team that hasn't won at all. It was a shout out to Ice Cube the Great. All right. That's the Big Three. We're gonna go straight to boxing.
All right.
We're still not talking about we keep skipping Hard Knocks. We'll get there. I'll just do it. So Hard Knocks, the HBO show, is going to feature the Chicago Bears. And if you don't know who the Chicago Bears are, neither do I. So Justin Fields was sent away. He was banished from the Chicago Bears kingdom. By the way, the Bears haven't won since '85. Do that math. 39 years.
Super Bowl shuffle, right?
39 years. So the Steelers now have Justin Fields, but Caleb Williams, who is the product of Southern California, is their new quarterback. And so Hard Knocks will feature them. Caleb Williams was the #1 overall pick, again, out of Southern California. By the way, also out of Southern California is Joanna Hayes, who is a UCLA Bruin, but went to Southern California to be an assistant track and field coach. She is now the director of the entire track and field program back at the house, UCLA, where she thrived and won NCAA championships and also became a gold medalist. Shout out to Joanna Hayes. Go Bruins, and Joanna, welcome home. All right. Boxeo. It's on you, Trilogy. Boxeo.
All right. So last week we had some championship boxing in Vegas. The site of the MGM Grand had Tank Davis against Frank Martin for the WBA lightweight title. And leading into that fight, there was a lot of back and forth. For those of you, Gervonta Tank Davis hails from Baltimore. He was in Floyd Mayweather's camp for years, but now he's doing his own thing, and he's seeing himself grow as a fighter, and a powerful fighter at that. And so he fought Frank Martin, who many said did not have enough experience, but Frank the Ghost Martin, insists that he was ready, insists that his training regimen and insisted that his power would be enough to handle Tank Davis. Well, ladies and gentlemen, after that fight, Tank Davis looked like he just woke up. He looked like he was unscathed, and Tank Davis put the paws on Frank the Ghost Martin, and ending the fight in 8 rounds with a KO. You got something? You got something? Go ahead.
You said they were going back and forth.
Let me see. I already know where you're going.
But we could go a different back and forth.
No, don't go that way.
No. I forgot who sings that.
Yes, thank you. I was hoping you weren't going there.
Yeah, well, no, I'm definitely going to Cameo, but Cameo,
Yes,
Larry took too long to start saying back and Anyway, go ahead.
he was still putting his attire on, getting ready.
Yeah, he was going back and forth with which jockstrap he was gonna wear.
There you go. There you picked up what I was putting down. I like you. There you go. There you go.
With his tight leather pants. Go ahead.
Yes. So, as mentioned, Tank Davis put hands on Frank Martin and ended that fight in 8 rounds. And Tank is a complete body of work. Now he's talking about, and of course, boxers say a whole lot of things, but he's talking about, hey, Floyd, you ready to come out of retirement so we can do the thing? But I really don't know if fighting Floyd Mayweather at this stage of the game does much. What are your thoughts about that?
It's just getting increasingly difficult to separate Floyd Mayweather the boxer from Floyd Mayweather the man. So, as far as Floyd Mayweather the boxer is concerned, one of my favorites of all time. Why are we even talking about this? This dude is super retired now, so he's not supposed to. He should not come out of retirement and fight someone in their prime. So it's not even fair. So then what? You're gonna say, "Oh, I gave him his only loss of his career." This is a ridiculous notion. So I feel like this is more clickbait.
Yeah,
but
agreed.
I'm not gonna say it in Tank Davis's face.
Right. Okay, I understand.
No, his hands are registered lethal weapons. I would say it in his face
because he can't do anything. What you gonna say now? What you gonna do now, Tank?
Yeah, what you gonna do now? What you gonna do now?
Right.
You gonna do now? You gonna go back and forth and forth. Let me see.
You want all the smoke today? My goodness, all the smoke. All right, let's see. From there, on that same card, we had a WBC light heavyweight title up for grabs between David Benavidez and Alexander Gavodskyk. And Benavidez, that fight went all 12 rounds, and Benavidez was victorious with the unanimous decision win. Good competitive fight there. It could have gone all the way, but good competitive, as I said, good competitive fight. Was a unanimous decision in the WBC light heavyweight title. Man, watching boxing last weekend, it led me to reflect on the 80s, like the heyday of boxing, when we had the dominant middleweight and heavyweight divisions. I was watching our man AC Cobbs, watching him on the 1585 podcast, and they were talking about the likes of like the Sugar Ray Leonards and Tommy Hitman Hearns and Marvis Marvel and Hagler, John the Beast Mugabe. And we had so many household names in boxing back then, man. And it led me to wonder, are we ever going to get back to that place where we see dominant divisions with a stable of fighters that are tough, competitive fighters? Because right now it seems like we have so much of the entertainment factor of fighting, air quotes, as I talk about, Conor McGregor versus Mike Tyson versus actual real boxing. So what are your thoughts there?
So my first thought is, hey, listeners and viewers. So I guess viewers first and listeners second. Sam is clearly for the people, right? Sam has adopted the lingo of this generation. Sam is saying verse, even though he said he grew up saying verses. So my thoughts are absolutely not. There's just too much to do for the boxing fan, and then there's so much hullabaloo and so much fluff in boxing. It's hard to decipher what's actually real and what's exciting. And most of these fights are not events anymore. And so, yeah, you sell out an arena and you have all this pay-per-view, but like people don't really care. People don't know the names. So yeah, I don't think so. And I think that one thing that complemented those eras, because we're talking about middleweights, we're talking about lightweights and light heavyweights, but you also had a strong heavyweight division. And so you had all the different divisions to go to. And I mean, name a heavyweight. You could probably name one, but like it's not, it's just, it's tough. And I mean, it is the sweet science. It's still that. It's still a beautiful sport and a violent sport. But I don't think we'll ever go back to the golden era of boxing, the golden age of boxing, or have a new one. I just think that it's, just we'll ride it for as long as we can, or we rode it for as long as we could. And I don't think that it's going to get there's going to be an increase in viewership or popularity.
Yeah, agreed, man. It's unfortunate. Oh, nice question so Dwayne Johnson comes in with good morning, just came on. Who would you guys like to see fight Tank next?
You, DJ. I want to see you fight Tank. No, just kidding. I do want to see DJ fight Sam. I want to see Tank fight Sam, though. Sam, you up for that?
That's going to look like Mike Tyson versus Michael Spinks. Remember that one was like a 40-second bloop, one punch, and I'm out.
Oh, I want to see him fight Jake Paul. And I want to see him pummel the dude.
I'm thinking.
But I won't watch. So
I'm thinking a rematch with Ryan Garcia myself. That's my thought. But who else is out there that wants to smoke from Tank right now, and not just the purse from Tank, but actually wants to fight Tank? Because Tank is. See, Shakur. I don't think Shakur has enough fights under his belt to even warrant Tank. I don't. But that's me. Yeah.
Turn me up.
There you go.
All right. Well, so Ryan Garcia is the answer, DJ. Ryan Garcia.
Yeah, that's what I want to see.
So you're saying Shakur.
Mm-hmm.
I think I would like that one. I think I would like either of those, and I would actually watch. I would actually fly out to Dallas Metro and sit in Sam's living room and watch it with him. So I'm not gonna pay for it, but I will pay for the flight to go watch it at Sam's house. All right.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Sam. And look at the time. So don't be like I've been.
All right. So yeah, from boxing, you want to transition to the culture? You ready?
Yes.
Let's go. Let's go.
You got to start off with who Babyface baby mama is. Blueface baby mama.
Dude, I don't even meet the target demo for that. So no, we're not doing that. All right, throw my culture banner up there. Come on, man. Let's go.
The culture.
All right. So as we talk about the culture, I'm actually changed the order of the culture. The biggest thing that happened with the culture.
They don't know the order, dude. What you mean you changing the order? Oh, you mean
I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you. Yeah. So we're gonna kick things off with music. The biggest thing that happened with the culture this week was on Wednesday.
Was Normani. Shout out to Normani. No, I'm just kidding.
June 19th at the Fabulous Forum in Inglewood. And that came in the form of Kendrick Lamar set that place on fire. He had a free concert that was, it's interesting because the concert promoted unity in Los Angeles, in Inglewood, in the Southern California area. It definitely promoted unity, but that unity came at the expense of dissing someone north of the border. But the concert was dope. It set social media on fire. Everyone was talking about it. I know you know about it. So what do you have to say? Because you're one of the biggest K-Dot fans that I know. So.
Oh my goodness. I just got chills. Look, I got chills again. What can I say? It was amazing. There was a lot of unity. Look at all the people on stage. You had Russell Westbrook, you had YG, you had Drake.
You had Tommy the Clown crunk dancing. He was getting it in.
Your homegirl Kenya was on stage. I don't know.
Yes, that part.
It was amazing. And why I see dead people. Like why Dre said I see as he was leaving the stage. K-Dot did the final verse to the song 7 times. He was like, we're gonna do it again. He just kept doing it again. It was amazing. It was an amazing show. And then you had other people, like other artists there performing. And it was beautiful. Mustard on a beat. I mean, yeah, it was wonderful. It was wonderful. Oh my goodness. You watched it? Yeah, it was amazing. It was amazing. So to our listeners, DJ said it was the greatest. By the way, this is Kayla's grandfather. It was the greatest concert I've seen in my life, and I've been around for a minute. Former DJ myself, never seen anything like it. Shout out to DJ giving a shout out to K.
That's respect, bro. If Kayla's grandfather, he's been in the game for a minute, he's saying that, dog, that has some weight. That has some weight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not like us.
Yeah, they're not like us. So that was, in terms of the culture, that was the culture this week because that concert was undeniably dope. And it was great that it was.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, yeah, I agree. And I realize that you're actually playing nice and that's the culture. So go ahead, finish it up.
Yeah. So as I said, to see that concert and for it to be a free concert, yeah, it was, and to be able to see it, not being actually there at the forum, that was dope. So, yeah, shout out to K-Dot, all the other artists that were there. Shout out to the forum for hosting it. And yeah, man, it was a great time. From there, just can I hit 2 quick items on the culture or are we strapped?
Yeah. No, go ahead.
All right. A couple of other items that I wanted to identify, pretty dope projects. Vince Staples from Long Beach. He has a project out called Dark Times, which is a dope hip hop project, West Coast hip hop. Great production, lyrical content is about substance, none of that mumble rap stuff. So I say check out Vince Staples. And then I'm going to talk 2 heavyweights in terms of hip hop producers with The Alchemist and Hit Boy featuring Hit Boy's father, Big Hit. They have a project called Black and Whites, which is dope. As I mentioned, super producer Hit Boy, his father, Big Hit, is an MC. And they collabed with The Alchemist to put together this project, Black and Whites. So I say check that out. What you got, bro?
Well, I'm ready to go into tech talk. Oh, well, okay. So Normani dropped Dopamine. I feel like I should dig deeper into this next week. But let me just show you how she starts off with 159, featuring Gunna. What? I'll turn you up, Normani. All right, that's all I got. Let's go to Tech Talk now. Turn me up in the headphones.
Let's do it.
Can you?
Gotcha. Yep, I got it. I'm looking.
You got it all?
I'm looking for it now.
Oh, you doing the banner? All right.
Banner.
No, I'm trying to see what you talking about. You got. I wasn't talking about the banner. Did you just tell me to relax? Dude, you are so out of pocket with that. I was just asking where we were. Creep. And I'm not talking about TLC. All right, so this is not anything that Sam introduced. All right, we gotta go. All right, so what's up, tech enthusiasts? Welcome back to Tech Talk Now. I'm your host, AC from LA, and today we're diving into a topic that's turning the financial world on its head. Decentralized finance, or DeFi. This is about more than just cryptocurrency. It's a revolution in how we think about and interact with money. Let's break it down and explore how DeFi is changing the game. What is DeFi? Decentralized finance, or DeFi, is a movement that leverages blockchain technology to recreate and improve upon traditional financial systems like banking, lending, and trading, outside of its centralized institutions like banks, brokerages, and mattresses. Essentially, DeFi uses decentralized networks and protocols to create financial products and services that anyone can access. At the heart of DeFi is the blockchain, a decentralized ledger that records transactions across many computers in such a way that the registered transactions cannot be altered retroactively. This transparency and security are what make blockchain the perfect foundation for DeFi. Now, let's talk about some key concepts that make DeFi possible. Blockchain is the technology that underpins cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and Ethereum. It's a distributed ledger that ensures all transactions are transparent, secure, and immutable. Every transaction is recorded on a block and added to a chain, hence blockchain, making it nearly impossible to alter any transaction once it's been validated. Now, smart contracts are self-executing contracts with the terms of the agreement directly written into code. They automatically execute and enforce the terms of a contract when certain conditions are met. This removes the need for intermediaries, reduces costs, and speeds up transaction time. Think of it as a digital contract that automatically fulfills itself when the conditions are right. Then we have decentralized applications, or DApps. DApps, that should be somebody's rap name. DApps are applications that run on a decentralized network like Ethereum. Unlike traditional apps, DApps operate on a blockchain, ensuring that they are open source, decentralized, and have no single point of failure. This makes them more secure and resilient compared to centralized applications. And then the benefits of DeFi: accessibility, transparency, cost effectiveness, innovation, and then some of the risks: security, regulatory uncertainty, and volatility. But there's future potential. Now, potential is a word that Rod hates in sports. But when we talk about technology, potential can be a positive. So despite the risks, the future potential of DeFi is immense. It promises to make financial services more inclusive, transparent, and efficient. Imagine a world where you can borrow, lend, trade, and invest without needing a bank or broker. Sorry to my banker friends. Where financial services are available to everyone, regardless of where they live or how much money they have, this can happen. DeFi is also paving the way for innovative financial products that we haven't even thought of yet. As technology advances and more people become comfortable with blockchain and cryptocurrencies, the adoption of DeFi is likely to accelerate. To wrap it up, DeFi is revolutionizing the financial world by leveraging blockchain technology to create a more open, transparent, and accessible financial system. While there are risks and challenges to navigate, the potential benefits are too significant to ignore. As we move forward, it's crucial to stay informed and understand both the opportunities and the risks that come with the financial revolution. Thanks for tuning in to Tech Talk Now. I'm AC from LA, and I look forward to exploring more groundbreaking tech topics with you next time. Stay connected and stay informed. Bang, bang.
New AC from LA.
Oh, you over there clapping for me, brother? I appreciate that. So we didn't do the Tech Talk Now drop.
Yeah, I know.
And I think that was definitely your fault, because you said I got it and I thought you had it, but all right, let's do it now.
This is Tech Talk Now.
All right, brother, we made good time. So.
This is the closeout.
Ooh,
This is the closeout.
That's my
This
baby.
is the closeout. This is the Collective Podcast.
Bang, bang. Trilogy, I'm going to cue you up. I'm going to turn you up in the headphones and I'm going to cue you up. Don't take a million years. Let's go back to old school where you get a minute or less. And go ahead and feed the ducks.
All right. So this week's installment of the closeout is short and sweet for me. Had a great conversation with my dad this week about your legacy, about leaving a legacy for your loved ones. And so that led me to move some things around and secure some additional insurance to ensure that my legacy is solidified and what I'm able to leave behind for my loved ones is definitely something that they can benefit from. It's one thing to have to deal with the stress and the grief when you lose a loved one, but it's important that we leave a legacy. So that's it for me, brother.
All right. Well, thank you for that, brother. We appreciate you. I told you I was going to try to like you throughout the episode, and sure enough, at the end of the episode, I do like you. So congratulations on getting on my good side, spaghetti. So to close out for me, I thought you were going to ask me, Sam. You didn't ask me. So here's the thing. I generally talk to you guys about protecting your peace at all costs. And so that's still very important for me. And so my two themes are protect your peace at all costs and let your family know that you love them. Let your loved ones know that you love them. And so, you know, I have my daughter 50% of the time, but I talk to her every day. We FaceTime every day. We stay connected. I send her a good morning text telling her I love her every morning. She texts me back. Her favorite color is purple. I text her with purple hearts. My favorite color is green. She texts me with green hearts. Like, she understands the theme. She understands the assignment. But then the other side of that is protecting your peace at all costs. And I think that it's really important to just pay attention to your surroundings, pay attention to your interactions. And if things are bringing you down, then you should try to eliminate those pieces that are bringing you down. And if there are things that are positive, then you try to have more of those things or try to have a greater share of those things. And that's just really important. So to my loved ones, I do love you. I appreciate you. Sam is one of my loved ones, his family, the other three of them, three more of my loved ones. I appreciate you guys. DJ, Kayla's grandfather, you're one of my loved ones. Thank you to everybody. Oh, so I'm done with the closeout, Sam, so you can come back. Thank you to everybody for coming through, but please let your loved ones know that you love them. It's really, really important. We already said it. I thought Sam was going to ask me about this because he does intermittently, but check this out, Sam. I don't do dating apps anymore. What? No more dating apps.
You got to do the Scooby-Doo noise.
Yeah, no. Oh, shout out to my apparel brand, Legal Hustle at thelegalhustle.com. No more dating apps. I'm over it. And I'll keep you posted. Maybe we'll talk in depth behind the wall. But yeah, I'm in a good place. I haven't been on the dating apps in days. At some point, I'll say weeks and months, but right now it's days. And I'm not going through withdrawal or anything. So it's a good place. All right, man. Leo, this was episode 150 of the Collective Podcast. Once again, shout out to all our first-time viewers, our last-time viewers, and everybody in between. Shout out to our first-time listeners, our last-time listeners, and everybody in between. This was episode 150 of the Collective Podcast. I am AC from LA. He is SG Trilogy, and we appreciate you. And we're going to ride it out to Pac.
Let us pray. Heavenly Father,